Hello everyone. Before we start today's video, if you could all do me a solid and lightly tap the like button, perhaps share the video about and leave a comment. If you are not subscribed, subscribe as well. It would greatly help this channel. Thank you very much. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's log, subdates 220620.4. The test did not yield the desired result, so we are initiating a security protocol that will allow us access to a small portion of dark magic. As Doctor does not fully understand how to wield such magic, I've got him Skyping with that Magogatool bull bag. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Owing to me having yet again another headache, I'm really sorry about this visual, but don't worry, I'm sure I'll be fine tomorrow, if this sun bloody well relents. Today we are going to be discussing the interview that Amber Heard gave to Savannah Guthrie. I am not going to play any clips from that. I know some people have managed to get around copyright, but I really don't want to be sat here fighting copyright issues, instead favouring articles that will have the Cliff's Notes that you can digest in a much more palatable manner than having to listen to somebody who apparently has the most perfect face. The word punchable is missing from that sentence, yes I know. In our last video discussing the defamation trial fallout, I had mentioned that there was a trailer doing its rounds. These clips were done to promote this interview. As far as I was aware, Savannah Guthrie is a bit of a Johnny Depp fan, so this interview to all of us was certainly seen as a very eye-opening interview, one that will allow us to better understand if she's even learnt her lesson yet. Spoiler, no she bloody well hasn't. What a complete and utter plonker. It is believed by many outlets that Savannah Guthrie did not hold back when she questioned Amber Heard about her court defeat to Johnny Depp. Amber Heard during that same interview claims that she loves Johnny Depp and opened up about some of the case's biggest controversies. The first, Amber Heard regrets what she did. When asked if she felt she should have owned up to her own bad behavior in the relationship, evidenced in court via videotapes, Amber Heard delivered the answer, "There is an answer to these things you say. You hear my voice in those audio tapes. It's not the voice of me now. It's not who I am now. I did do and say horrible, regrettable things throughout my relationship. I behaved in horrible, almost unrecognizable ways to myself. There is so much I regret. I did everything I could to stand up for myself and the truth. I look forward to living my life, and I have a long one, I hope, in front of me, and I will continue to walk through this with my chin up." With an accompanying tweet underneath from Greg Ellis saying, "Amber Heard pre-verdict. I just want to move on and for Johnny to move on. Amber Heard on national TV this week. You cannot look me in the eye and tell me my trial was fair. The narcissist craves attention, the victimology tour continues." The thing about what she said was, it was a very politician response, not giving a direct answer to the question about whether or not she regretted what she did. All she had to do was say yes, and then allow the interviewer to give her more to work with. This interview was going to be on television. There is no way Savannah Guthrie would not have allowed for additional questions to talk more about that. But you, in your own statement here, undo it, giving off the impression you don't regret it because you're not the same person. That's a different me. This isn't Doctor Who. You're not different people throughout your life. You're the same person. You don't change spots. You don't change stripes. Once an abuser, always an abuser, and bear in mind here, you've done it before in previous relationships. You might claim to be a different person now. Maybe motherhood has calmed you, but in reality, everything up to now indicates you haven't changed at all, nor do you regret what you did. You are trying very hard to act like you have regretted it, and failed fundamentally. Next, Savannah Guthrie confronted Amber Heard about claiming she was going to donate $7 million from the divorce settlement to charity. You mean pledged, right? Amber Heard, though, compared the situation to a mortgage. I think when you say to someone, "I bought a house," are you lying? Because you have not paid for it in full at that point. I made a pledge, and that pledge is made over time in its nature. You said when you got your $7 million divorce settlement, you'd be giving it to 2 places. Neither of them got it. All you had to do was just pay that and move on. But you, I assume, went on a little spending spree. Maybe you paid for your own stands. If you get in with someone like Lewis Hamilton, his stands are really good. They're amusing little pricks. Amber Heard, who said she will stand by her story until her dying day, also got called out for claiming she never started a physical fight with Johnny Depp, despite audio tapes proving otherwise, with Savannah Guthrie pointing out that none of Johnny Depp's exes ever claimed that he abused them, which led to Amber Heard pulling out her ace by saying, "Look what happened to me when I came forward, would you?" Amber is latching onto this concept that women are not believed in society. The thing is, it's not so much that. It's the idea that there should always be a level of skepticism when approaching any crime. If you are trying to investigate an allegation and you already just believe the person making the accusation, can you fairly, justly, rightly complete the investigation when you have already been swayed by anecdotal evidence alone? This is not how it should work. And people who latch onto this concept of listen and believe really do risk actual victims who could well then be ignored because you undermine what they have gone through. And by the way, while the Mickey Mouse UK courts cocked this up and claimed that Johnny Depp 12 out of 14 times high probability did in fact abuse you, the US courts, with all the evidence for everything else, said, "Nah fam, you defamed him by calling him an abuser. And to prove that you defamed him, he had to prove that he didn't abuse you," which he did. He also proved that the article was written about him, which you had also claimed he had not. You lied under oath, Amber. That's not a good look for anyone. Additionally, you signed a legal document stating Johnny Depp would give you $7 million that you would then donate to the ACLU, who helped write that Washington Post op-ed, and a children's hospital in Los Angeles. You kept the money and went on national TV to claim you donated it all. Tosspot. You are a lying, delusional tosspot. This interview also featured a binder of notes allegedly written by Amber Heard's psychologist. It detailed years of abuse by Johnny Depp. Amber Heard's lawyers claimed they were unable to use the documents during the trial due to hearsay, and the actress believes that she would have won the case had the binder been allowed in court, saying there is a binder worth of years of notes dating back to 2011, from the very beginning of my relationship, that were taken to my doctor, who I was reporting the abuse to. There was evidence from the original trial from the United Kingdom, in fact, that also wasn't allowed to be used. I doubt in your appeal either will be permitted. If they have determined it to be hearsay, then I guess the only way you're going to be able to use that evidence is if it is by a higher authority, the highest authority you can get your hands on, to determine whether or not this is usable. One of the coup de grace moments of this entire interview was the part that had many of us also roll our eyes. Despite stating that testifying about sexual assault and violence in front of a whole room of people who have expressed their disdain for me, Amber Heard claims she still loves Johnny Depp. Yes, I read a quote first, saying it may be hard to understand, but that those who have been in love will know what she means. With the full quote being, "I'm not a good victim, I get it. I'm not a likable victim. I'm not a saint. I'm not asking anyone to like me. But when I testified, I asked the jury to see me as a human. He promised to ruin me. It feels as though he has." Oh, so you know how that feels, Treacle? Congratulations. It's about time you fully appreciated that when you wrote your op-ed, you destroyed his career. We have seen it in real time. He has lost every major role. I'm not going to include Pirates of the Caribbean because I don't believe they were going to do a sixth one anyway. Not without a reboot because the franchise was dying. You can certainly say other franchises that he was a part of may have suffered because of his lack of involvement. By all means do so. Doesn't matter to me, but he lost work. And he's going to have to rebuild all of it. This defamation trial may well ruin what's left of your career though, because many are not going to want to associate with somebody who is that controversial. And you know that. Andy Signori had the best point about this, quoting Amber Heard's "I'm not a good victim, I get it," with 4 weeks ago, "I never wanted to be seen as a victim, nor have I ever called myself one." That's because you're not one. Many people are on the fence on this and say that both are responsible. There is certainly responsibility for actions within this remarkably toxic relationship, sure, but the reality of the outcome of this particular trial should rightly portray you as a monster, because that is what you are. I have earlier used the words tosspot, plonker. You're a sod as well. I'm going to start using more English profanities, as I feel they are a more apt descriptor for somebody incredibly privileged, someone that has used their privilege, piggybacked off of a movement to wrongly tarnish the reputation and ruin the career of someone that during that defamation trial was proven not to have committed anything against you. Yes, I know it was a defamation trial and not a DV trial. I fully get that. But to prove he was defamed, he had to prove he didn't do what she claimed he did, without using any of the evidence from the British trial, the circus as it were. Now, as we reach the end of this video, yes, I would love to know what you all think. I would like to promote something. Two things. Firstly, a video on Moistky Reads, a poem by John Cooper Clarke, link below, go check it out. Secondly, I'm trying to finish my log cabin. I'm using solar power as an option rather than a mains line. If you'd like to help me try and achieve this goal, there is a Ko-fi link down below with a goal there. That should buy everything I need to finish my cabin. Thank you.